Hi everybody, it's Crazy, and for another week we are up to episode number 23, and it's Wednesday. So, before I get started, I'd like to give a shout out to my trusteds out there. You guys rock. To my Crazy fam, love you guys. And to my patrons, thank you for your support. Okay, so let's get going. I'm not up to, but I started this book called Automate the Boring Stuff with Python, and if you're a beginner, I wouldn't suggest this as a good starter, so try to start off with something that gives you more basic fundamentals. Last week I said I was going to try a couple things on the end of chapter 7, which I'm going to put that up real quick. See here, 172, which is going to lead to a blue screen of death. No, I said I was going to try to do this program right here, if I can get it to highlight. I was going to try to do strong password detection. And the only reason why I wanted to do that is because it was neat and it helped me learn a little bit more about regular expressions. So, and I said if I got some time, I was going to try to do the regex version of strip as well. So, with that, let me go ahead and jump over here to that one. Now, I had a little bit of issue with the... Come on, mouse, work with me. There we go. Okay, I had a little bit of issue with this program when I first started it, and I had it all set up, and my code base sucked. It was just completely... It wasn't going to work for what I needed to. It worked okay. It would find lowercase letters, it would find the uppercase letters, but it would not find a number, and it would not find special characters. Now, I didn't put special characters in until after. Okay, so basically I was looking to see if it would just do these three right here. Okay, and I got it to, like I said, I got it to do lowercase letters, but then had trouble finding uppercase letters or numbers. And so I got onto the Pygame server, and they have a channel for Python. It's called Python Talk. If you get a chance to jump on by there, there's link is in the description. I talked to a guy out there called Gast, and he basically gave me some ideas and tried to help me work it out. And then he was like, well, I asked him, is there any way I can shorten up my code? And I was wanting to, do a little bit, something that was like this, because I had so many, mine was just like everywhere. And he was like, well, try this. And he gave me this part right here. And I figured out what, these do, but my code was kind of the same, but I had these guys right here in there, a pipe. And what it was doing was it was joining each one. So it would only find this one, or this one, or this one, or these. That's what my problem was. And plus my code was kind of screwed up too. But I figured that part out afterwards. So I said, okay, well, my problem was I was joining them all together, because that's what the pipe is. It joins them all together. So it says, either this one, or this one would be just fine. Well, I didn't want that. I wanted to have this, at least one of these, and at least one of these, and at least one of these. And so this is what me and Gas came up with, and I went ahead and put on this one later on when I understood what he was trying to show me. And so I wrote an if statement on my checker, okay? And as it searched the test, which is the input, which is what the person puts in for their password, and if it's not none, okay, which means that if it doesn't say, okay, I can't find none, I can't find no lowercase, I can't find no uppercase, I can't find no numbers, or I can't find any special characters, as long as it doesn't say that, and it's greater than 8 characters long, then it will accept the password. Else, it will say that it is invalid. So, I'm going to show you how that works right now. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I don't know why that one popped up like that. Let's try this again. Okay, there we go. Okay, so, let's type in the @ symbol, but head. Okay, think that'll work? Let's see. Not going to work. Why? Because it's missing one. We do have lowercase letters in here. So that passed. That says, okay, yeah, there was some of that. So we found something. Okay, there was 2 capital B's, so we found something, so it wasn't going to be none. Then it got to number and it said, nope, no number. So guess what? This right here popped up. When that pops up, that's saying that there is none, that none type. There's none there. Okay, so when it does that, it automatically kicks us back to continue. It says that one's going to be invalid. So since we get a chance to do it again, let's do it right. We'll do it with the 1. This and but and Beavis and Butthead. Okay, now you think it'll pass? Let's see. Oh, it passed. So now as long as it's 8 characters long, okay. So this is way more than 8 characters long. As long as it's got a lowercase, a capital letter, a special character, and a number, it will pass. So it's just a little simple program, but the idea was to see if you can do it. Now, you can expand on this if you'd like. You can actually, make it to where each one is. I ran into one on Blender Association, like a BA. If you know what that one is, you know what I'm talking about. But I seen one that had if there's if this is not in it, then it's going to become none type. It does it for every single one. It doesn't have a capital. If it doesn't have this, and there's somewhere it says it even has this. If this and it's not 8 characters, then guess what? It fails. Or if it's this and it has to have at least 3, it will fail. If it doesn't have 3. So as it went through, it was like, man, this is like a long drawn out thing. This is like a really nice code setup, and I was like, that's a good way of doing it if you're really delving into it. But me, I wanted to look more so at what the program actually was trying to accomplish, and I basically wanted to accomplish this. Okay, everything else after that is pretty easy. Just give yourself a quick if and else statement. If you got it right, it breaks out of it. If not, it continues to ask you. So it's just one of those things. I'm like, okay, that will work for me. That works just fine for me. So that's what I was wanting to do. I got to it, and it's like, yes, I did it. So my next one was not regular expressions, the regex version of strip. Now, as you see, I started off with what I needed it to do. I threw me in some test, a test program to see if I can figure it out. And then I tried it on my own, and yeah, failed. Okay, the reason why I tried it this way is because I was trying to see if I can figure out what Z was. And in some cases, it worked. In other cases, it did not. And basically, I just needed the end character. Okay, I needed the $sign. It's got to start with and end with. So caret costs more dollars or something like that. I can't remember. Carrots for dollars. But if I run this program, and I've got all this space here, from here to here, and from here to here. Okay, I've got all that, and so all I want to have is this. Okay, it says I sit here in this space, but feel the walls closing in on me. So when I run it, okay, it says, what characters do you want to strip? Okay, let's strip all the spaces out of it. Ooh, no spaces at all and a comma, right? Okay, so well, if I don't want to strip anything, it won't. All it does is strip it off the end. It automatically strips it off the end, whether or not you put anything else to strip in there. But if you want to strip something off, you can. Like if you want to strip the commas, look, no more comma. Okay. I put the number 1 in here to get it to where I didn't have to fight closing out of it, because I don't like to just exit out of it. So I said, okay, if I put in 1 for the strip, it automatically puts you a nice little messenger. I leave these walls behind me because you break out. So I thought it'd be kind of cute. But I figured it out, and it was really interesting and actually eye-opening, because I learned more about the starts with and ends with regular expressions coding, coding, something like that. But when I came up with this, I was just like, oh, this would work. This would work really well. But I wasn't putting this in. I was actually trying to figure out with the K, the slash K, or slash K, the slash Z, and was trying to do the slash Z because what I read about is slash Z would make it at the end of, but I didn't think about the book where I can put in the $sign. So I can take this whole thing out and just add one character instead of two. So I saved myself a couple characters. All right, and it was pretty fun playing with it and figuring it out. So that's what I ended off with chapter 7, and those are the two practice programs. Then I got into reading and writing 2 files. Now this one is something I've done before, and it wasn't that big of a deal. Because I'd done it and I'm familiar with it, but I still want to learn more about it. So I went through it and I wrote me down some informations as I went, do all the practice stuff, and I get all the way down to the bottom, and I finally make it up to the file reading and writing process. So that's what I'm up to next. And if I come on over here to bring it up, come on, there we go. If I go to that, which is 180, that's what I'm up to. Actually, it's 181 because I'm going to scroll up a little bit. So this is where I ended off, and I'm going to continue on with that next week. And as you see, we're up to 204 or 505, and believe it or not, it's like 480 something. I think the actual pages that actually have programs on them. So with that, we'll give that a try next week, and until next time.